What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, 1 week from today, we'll be having the Kuva Sobek and the Tenet Glaxion added to Warframe, in addition to a new Nightwave season containing a new augment mod for the Glaxion and the Sobek. So I'm going to be going over how to properly prepare basically the day before the Tenet Glaxion and this update comes out. You'll be able to get these weapons as quickly as possible with the strategies I'm showing today. And also, I'll be discussing how I recommend getting Requiem mods as well, because that stuff's not changing. We're still going to be using Requiem mods to fight these Kuva and Tenet liches. So let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. I'll be, of course, covering the Tenet Glaxion, the new Nightwave, and everything else next week when this stuff comes out. So that also means you got basically 1 week to finish up that Nightwave if you want to get those last couple of rewards before we get a new one the same day. Alright, so let's start off with what I'm going to recommend to you as far as, strategies that maybe even veteran players are not aware of. One of those is going to be making the most out of your knockout list for the Kuva liches. Now, if you don't really know what I'm talking about, as far as the Kuva larvalings and Tenet larvalings, candidates or whatever they're called for that matter, when you are slaying one of these larvalings or one of these candidates, they are going to have a weapon appear above their head. There is a thing called a knockout list with these larvalings and candidates. So what you want to do, and I have done this before in the past, so I can confirm it works. I did this with the Tenet plinx. We don't get really that many new Kuva weapons in this game. You're going to want to, the day before this update comes out, or a couple days before the update comes out, as long as you're not planning on fighting a lich before this, go and do larvalings and get your knockout list prepped to 1 or 2 weapons left. So that's going to require some knowledge of what Tenet weapons exist and what Kuva weapons exist. But you definitely want to make it where you have not that many weapons in your knockout list anymore. Now, do you need to do this? No, but it will increase the odds that you get a Kuva Sobek or a Tenet Glaxion extremely high, as your first or second larvaling of the day. So if you don't understand what I mean, there's a pool of 10 weapons or whatever, and it cannot give you the same weapon above the larvaling's head twice in a row, or rather, twice until the knockout list is completed. So you want to prep your knockout list. You want to get 9 of those weapons appeared above their head and then extract, and then the day this comes out, they're going to add new weapons to the pool, but it does not reset your knockout list. So you'll have all the weapons you don't want already removed from the pool for that current lich. So I'm going to be showing you a build how to solo the Granum Void basically as easy as possible, and that's going to be involving Revenant. But I'm also going to quickly show you how to do the Kuva larvaling as well, because that one's pretty easy, honestly. But as far as the Tenet larvaling, or the Tenet candidate, I'm going to show you this build, and then we'll the Kuva one's super easy. So for the Tenet, for the Granum Void, I'm using Revenant with no helmet, and we're actually using his 4th ability, Dance Macabre. Those lasers, you just basically activate it, and it just does the entire Granum Void for you. The build is not super, the exact build you're using does not really matter that much. But just make sure you got good efficiency. So we got Fleeting Expertise and Streamline. Technically, I'm a bit overkill on the efficiency. Let's actually do a lower ranked Fleeting Expertise. Efficiency in this game caps at 175. So we've got, 5.2 energy drain per second. And I technically had 5 energy drain per second with the maxed out Fleeting Expertise, but whatever, seriously. Just make sure you got good efficiency, and the rest doesn't really matter that much. We got Preparation to spawn in with full energy, so you just have that full energy bar to go into the Granum Void. And also if you're doing this, you can get those the coin holders, whatever those enemies are called. You can have those ready to go. If you I'm just gonna quickly run through the mission again for you guys. So how this works to get the Tenet larvaling to spawn. Go to Hydra on Pluto. That's where I'd always recommend to do this. As soon as you spawn in, go find the Granum Void. I'd recommend finding a Granum Void within the first 4 or 5 rooms of the mission if you can. If you get this spawn, it's perfect. It's literally in the first room. Clear all the enemies out there nearby it so you can actually enter the Granum Void. And then afterwards, just hit Mesmer Skin and hit the floor and just stand there. Go to the kitchen and get some food or something. I don't know. You don't need to be here to do this because the laser fingers just do the entire job. As long as you get 25 kills, the larvaling will spawn. 75 kills just gives you a little bit more loot. After that, do the mission as normal. You should be honest, if you just did this right, you should be able to just get the larvaling to spawn after you capture the guy, but sometimes you need to kill a couple more extra enemies. So that's right there, there's the larvaling spawning. You go over there and you slay the larvaling, or rather knock it down. Do not stab it. Do not fully stab it, just knock it over. now that I've seen the Tenet Detron on this guy's head, he will not spawn the Tenet Detron again until I either, kill all, like, you go through the entire Larvaling knockout list, or if I do a Lich and then go back again. So unless you do another Lich, you will have that knockout list saved for the new update, and you'll get that Tenet Glaxion right away. Alright, so for the next one, let's go over the Kuva Larvaling. It's a lot easier. Like, there's no build required for this. You just basically go to Cassini on Saturn and just do the mission as normal. Once you capture the target, get like 5, 6 extra kills after you capture the target, and that's all you really need to do. It's a lot more easy than the Granum Void. No finding the golden hand required. You just basically do the capture as normal. Get a couple kills afterwards. If you got the laser finger build equipped I just showed you, there you go. It's super easy for exterminates like this, especially on the normal path, as this is not even steel path. So yeah, that's gonna be how you get the Larvalings to spawn. Now, as far as, does the knockout list save between, like, Kuva and the Tenet after Liches? I don't think it does. I think your knockout list gets fully reset when you kill a Lich, so keep that in mind when you are doing this. That you're going to get either choose, do you want to get the Tenet Glaxion first thing, or do you want to get the Kuva Sobek first thing? For me, I think the Tenet Glaxion will take a lot longer to overall get, so I'm gonna save the Kuva Sobek for second. So we'll see about that. Now, how are you going to get these Requiem mods really easily, and how are you going to kill that Lich really easily? Well, I do have some build guides I'm going to link in the description below, but as far as some good builds to take out the Lich, Gloom Banshee's really good. I have a Gloom Banshee video I'll definitely link, but you basically just use Banshee with Gloom and some weak points, and then you use the Cedo shotgun, modding for whatever weakness your Lich has. So, like, let's say it was weak to viral and heat, would already be set up. You could easily change it to radiation if the Lich is weak to radiation, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, those types of things should be pretty straightforward. Now, as far as how do you get these Requiem mods, it is going to be involving you opening up Requiem relics. And the main ways to get Requiem relics are doing Kuva siphons and floods. So the flood is once per hour. Once you clear this Kuva flood, see it's a Requiem relic. This is a 100% chance to drop it when you complete this. You don't need to actually do the siphon; just run to the end. You'll get a guaranteed Requiem relic. For the siphons, the flood is guaranteed. The siphons are 50% drop rate. You can also, while you're doing a Lich hunt, the thralls can have a chance to drop the relics as well. But yeah, mainly just doing this and then doing this. Where do you open these relics? They're in Requiem fissures that are only on the Kuva Fortress. And I will link my guide down below, but we have some of the best ones right here. So Kuva Survival, one of the best ones in the game to open these in. It's not exactly the fastest speed-wise, but every 5 minutes you get a relic open. You get some Kuva too from the towers. You turn into Kuva towers. This disruption is kind of similar to Armatus. It doesn't have the best key spawns, so I don't really fully recommend this one. But if you have like a good spawn flow and good key drops, which doesn't really happen to me there, you can actually open these up quicker than Survival technically. The best one is actually going to be called Pago. It's a Kuva Spy. It's not actually up right now, but the fastest one for opening relics is going to be Pago on the Kuva Fortress. This one right here. If you have a good team for this, you open up these relics in about 2-3 minutes, which is faster than 5 minutes of Kuva Survival. I don't get any Kuva here, honestly, but hey, if you're just trying to open the relics, this is technically faster over time. And that's going to be basically it for the prep guide, guys. As far as Parazon mods, when you're doing a Lich hunt, Blood for Energy is really good, as you're getting so many mercy kills on those thralls that you're going to be getting energy orb pretty often. There's also one that makes it where you move faster after getting a runtime, sprint speed increase after hacking. That's not the one I was thinking about. There's one that gives you parkour velocity after you get a finisher kill. I don't remember the name of it. Hit and run. Okay. Increase parkour velocity after mercy for 15 seconds. Use this in a Lich hunt. Let's just make a Lich hunt build right now. You don't really need hard reset either. Auto breach maybe for if it's a spy mission, blood for energy for extra orbs, and hit and run for increased parkour after mercy kill. There's some other good ones you could do here, but yeah, mainly just going to be the ones I'm showing right here. And of course, you can change other ones if you want. Blinds nearby enemies after a mercy kill. If that's useful to you out of sight, you can put that on instead of auto breach maybe, but I like auto breach. And yeah, that's going to be basically it for the video, guys. Get your knockout list prepped for the new update. I literally have already done that. So on stream tonight, I'm going to farm some Requiem mods. Get maybe 20 of each or something. That's going to be a little bit overkill for most players. But yeah, if you want to get the Ool mod, You can technically buy this from other players, or you can get this when you're fighting the final fight in the Lich Hunt. I do think that the Tenet Glaxion and the Kuva Sobek will both be really good, but we'll have to see when it actually comes out. So I'll link those build guides in the comments down, or in the description down below. We got a Pago guide and a Gloom Banshee guide for taking out pretty much anything. So appreciate all the support. Enjoy those Kuva weapons when they come out next week, and yeah, I'll see you on stream, guys. Take it easy. Peace.